Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a review for the film The Revenant. Now, at one point I was kind of having like trouble, like pronouncing was it Revenant or was it Revenant, But from what I've been hearing, it really is called the Revenant. So this will be my film review for The Revenant. Now, this is based on like a true story about like the experiences of the frontiersman and fur trapper known as Hugh Glass. And in the film, Leonardo DiCaprio stars as Hugh Glass. So this is basically like a film about like a guy, well, like the frontiersman, Hugh Glass. He's with like his fellow like frontiersmen. They're like scalping like animals, like to collect scalps, like head scalps, of animals, that I think they can take and sell and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. Because they don't really go into too much detail about it, throughout the film, But that's basically what it's about. But at one point during the film, while Hugh Glass, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and also in the film too, you have Tom Hardy in it too, as well as John Fitzgerald. That's who he's playing. They're both kind of like close. So you have Tom Hardy as John Fitzgerald. They're kind of like he's like, I guess you could say the main co-star of the film besides like Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, like Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Hugh Glass, he is mauled by a bear at one point while they're like in the forests and stuff like that. Because it's set in like the 19th century too, as well, like back in like in the early 1800s, 1823 if I'm not mistaken, in Montana and South Dakota. But Leonardo DiCaprio's character is attacked and mauled by a bear, which is like an exciting sequence too, because I was kind of like wondering like, whoa, how did they even do this? Because it looked so realistic, but I know that bear was like CGI, but it looked like, well, I'm sure it was, because it just looked too like, there's no way they could actually did that with like a real life bear, So I thought that scene right there itself was kind of exciting and intense, because you thought sure that, well, I guess if you knew the story about Hugh Glass, you knew he wouldn't have, like, nothing would have happened to him right there, like he wouldn't have died or anything. But at the same time, you would have thought that the bear, like if it was just in bias, you thought it would have been killed, because the way the bear was like beating him up and scratching, it was just like toying with him and stuff like that. So after he's attacked by this bear, doing they're hunting for scalps, like escapade. The bear, he actually managed to defeat the bear, but he's so wounded and stuff that he cannot move at all. And he has a son in the film too as well. And he's like very like he has like a Native American look. They don't really stress it too much, but I believe that like Leonardo DiCaprio had him like with like an Indian woman or something like that, because he looks too like like he has this ethnic tone, like he's like very like Indian, basically or whatever. Well, like his son's in the film too as well, along with him. Well, but after he's attacked by the bear, he's helpless and he can't do nothing at the time. So they decided to carry him around like Tom Hardy and stuff. Like his character, Fitzgerald. They decided to carry Leonardo DiCaprio around. But at one point, they get tired of having to carry him around. So they actually decided to even like take chances on just killing him and leaving him for dead. And at one point they do try to do it again, like Tom Hardy's character, Fitzgerald, he tries to, kill him again because they feel that he's slowing their group down and stuff like that while they're hunting for scalps and they're trying to make their way back to their destination. So once all this is going on, like Tom Hardy, he actually manages to kill Leonardo DiCaprio's son all on sports, but he kills Hugh Glass's son, the character that Leonardo DiCaprio plays. And Leonardo, he witnesses this when it happens, and the boy was killed because he was trying to save his father from being killed by Tom Hardy, like who was playing Fitzgerald. So that's what that was all about. So they still, after they do all that, and other situations happen too as well, and they just decide to leave him like for like death or dead, like Leonardo DiCaprio's character, they decided to just leave him for dead and go on with their like mission, with like the scalps and stuff like the ones they already had basically, So they go on. So then the film turns out to be like basically about him, like Leonardo DiCaprio. He didn't die or anything like that. He had to like fight for survival. So throughout the whole film, he's kind of like on his own. It takes kind of a while getting to that point, But he's like on his own. He has to like survive. He's trying to get back to them because Tom Hardy killed his son, so he's seeking revenge against him, and plus he's just trying to get back, And he's just trying to survive. Because at one point, that's why I was noticing about it too as well. It just seems like it's a film mostly about like survival, you know what I'm saying? And it's like very harsh and like violent and like bloody and stuff like that. But it just seems like it's trying to show like his desperate attempt just to survive, basically. And I guess you could say he's just seeking vengeance too as well, So that's basically what the film is about. Hugh Glass, who was like a frontiersman, and he was left for dead by his fellow comrades, and they also killed his son, what Tom Hardy did. on top of that, you know. And this all happened after he was mauled and attacked by a bear, you know, a huge bear. Like I said, you know, the sequence, I couldn't believe how realistic it was. So, but I know that bear had to be CGI, you know. I'm gonna check it out, you know. But yeah, that's basically what it's about. He has to make his way back to the camp. He's seeking revenge for what they did for his fellow comrades, leaving him, well, really just Tom Hardy, really, leaving him for dead and killing his son on top of that, you know. So he makes his way back to like the wilderness and the forest and all that, where it's like snowy and cold and stuff and everything like that, which I thought was kind of cool and interesting, you know. But yeah, in the end, I thought like the director of this film, his name is Alejandro G. Inarritu. I think that's how I'm just gonna call him Alejandro. I thought like his like the way that the film was filmed and stuff like that, I thought they did a good job with that. It feels like very like atmospheric, you know, like when you say the snowy like forests and like mountains and stuff, and it's still it seems like the place is very cold, you know. I thought those scenes like that were cool, like the flowing rivers and stuff like that, where say like Leonardo DiCaprio, he had to escape from say like Indians or anything like that. He had to jump in water and swim and stuff like that. I thought moments like that were like beautifully filmed, you know, like and everything, you know. It's a very like gorgeous and like atmospheric film, you know. You really feel like you're in like, I think what it was called, I think South Dakota or Montana. You really actually feel like you're in that place basically, you know. You're in there where they're at, you know. And yeah, that's basically about it, you know. And I like the moments where Leonardo had to really survive too. Like there's moments where he had to actually cut open like dead animals and stuff like that to eat to survive, or to make fur or whatever. Like at one point he had to cut up on like his own horse and make like the skin like a cover up because it was so cold, you know. And I thought that was like gruesome, but it was kind of cool that he went to those lengths, you know, to survive, you know, his situation basically. Now, also in the film, you have besides like the two main characters like Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy, you have I think his name is Will Poulter as Jim Bigger, and he kind of joins forces. He's a good guy, you know, but he joins forces with Tom Hardy to a certain extent. But he is kind of against what they was doing to Leonardo and stuff like that and everything, you know. So he's really like a good character because he was also in the films like Son of Rambo, the Chronicles of Narnia, you know, and stuff like that. And like I think the Maze Runner too, or whatever. He's in films like that too as well, you know. But he's like the young, like comrade of like Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy in the film. You know, he's a good dude too as well. You know, but he kind of teams up with Tom Hardy to a certain extent after all these like situations like happen. You know, and then you have Diamond Hall Gleason as Captain Andrew Henry. Like he's like a kind of popular actor that's like known for being like in other films too as well. You know, but yeah, in the end, I thought this was at times it's still like it has like a good pace to it. You know. But then it like, you know, then it started like slowing down and like dragging. It's like what's going on, you know what I'm saying? It feels like it's all over the place, you know. It's like there's not really like a main point to it, and not until like he has to actually fight for survival. Then you kind of get an understanding where it was going and what it was about. You know, once it gets to the point of him trying to survive, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, his character, then you kind of, you know, it kind of goes straight forward. But then even then, it still kind of has moments where it's like dragging and stuff, you know, and this feels like it's like all over the place. Plus, I kind of believe that like the dialogue and stuff that they were saying, like the way they were speaking their words and stuff, was kind of like off too as well. You know, it wasn't like, you know, he's like, but yeah, I guess they was really into character, basically, you know, the way they were like giving these performances. So I guess you could say they were really into character, you know. But in the end, this was I enjoyed it. I thought it was overall good film. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio's performance, like a lot of people been saying, like the critics and stuff. I thought too that he gave like a good performance. It was like very realistic and like very serious and like on point. I mean, he's like, you know, it's like it's really believable, you know, like he like he wasn't like no joke at all, you know. So that's why I say I'm praising that to his performance in the film too as well, you know. Excuse me. So yeah, this will be my review for The Revenant, and I'm giving it a B minus. There's like certain things I'm keeping it from being like a completely, you know, good film, you know. And at the same time, you know, it was like a good film. It's not bad or anything like that, you know. But in the end, I will be giving The Revenant a B minus, and I'll catch y'all later.